Welcome back to Health Hacks. I'm Tara.
And I'm Dr. Jenny. We're your co-hosts, your functional health partners. And today we're talking about something affecting almost every American, even if they've never heard of it or been diagnosed.
Blood sugar. And more importantly, blood sugar dysregulation, the hidden epidemic driving weight gain, fatigue, inflammation, and chronic illness.
Plus, we have some really exciting news. For the month of December, anyone in our office who commits to a care plan involving labs and functional health coaching, they're going to receive a free continuous glucose monitor sensor that lasts them a month. This is a tool we use all the time, and so we're just super happy to do this.
Yes, this is huge. This tool alone can dramatically change a patient's awareness of the food that they eat, their stress, and lifestyle habits that are going into their metabolism. So let's start with some information about why blood sugar imbalance is an epidemic. So over 88% of Americans show signs of metabolic dysfunction, and 1 in 3 adults have prediabetes, and a lot of them do not even know it.
So what most people don't realize is that this isn't just about diabetes. Diabetes is a name, and people, we have this reactionary culture where if we give something a name, it means that there's a way to treat it and it's a thing. But it really, we're talking about blood sugar imbalances driving chronic inflammation, hormone imbalance, thyroid issues, weight gain around your middle, brain fog, fatigue, perimenopause and menopausal symptoms, and cardiovascular disease. So this isn't just a label. This is a spider web of all this yucky stuff that people get tangled up in.
So what this looks like when women come into our office, they're saying, I'm tired all the time, or I gain weight just looking at food, and my brain doesn't work like it used to. So blood sugar is usually almost always part of that puzzle.
So our food supply has changed more in the last 50 years than in the previous 5,000. Think about that for a minute. Mm-hmm. We have things like highly processed foods, refined flours, seed oils, sugary drinks, hidden sugar in everything from ketchup to salad dressing. And all of these things lead to quick spikes in blood sugar and then a reactionary crash. It's like a roller coaster ride.
And here's the problem. Every spike causes your pancreas to pump out insulin, and then every crash triggers cravings and hunger, and then you get to start this roller coaster all over again. So over time, your cells start responding, and what that means, the term for that is insulin resistance. And so then insulin resistance is the doorway into diabetes. And then another root cause of dysregulation in blood sugar is stress. And so when we talk about blood sugar, most people think food is the only factor, but stress is a huge factor.
Yes, when you're stressed, your body releases cortisol. We know this as the stress hormone. That's how it's referred to. Cortisol tells your liver to dump glucose or sugar into your bloodstream so that you can run from danger. That's the whole fight or flight thing. If you're going to have to run from danger, you need some energy. So your body's really smart. Your liver's going to dump this glucose that it stores in the liver into the bloodstream to have it mobilized so that you can run away. But the problem is there's no tiger to run away from. You're not really in danger. We just have emails and deadlines and rush hour traffic and sitting in car pickup lines and constant pressure. So we're not even active. We've got all this sugar dumped in there, and then we don't do anything. Right.
So women can eat perfectly and still have blood sugar issues or dysregulation if stress is running the show.
Yes. So we also sit more than any generation before us. And muscles are the biggest glucose sponge in the body. They're the things that are using this sugar that is being dumped into your bloodstream. So if you're not moving, you have all this circulating blood sugar, and it doesn't have any reason to do anything. Like, it's not being used. So your blood sugar remains high.
Right. So the modern lifestyles and our sedentary habits can also cause dysregulation in blood sugar. But one thing that can really be helpful for that is even if you go for a 10-minute walk after meals, it can significantly drop blood sugar. Root cause number 4 for our dysregulation of blood sugar or prediabetes and the epidemic that we're seeing is hormones. So let's talk about hormones, because so many women over 35 are dealing with perimenopause or menopause. And so estrogen, progesterone, and cortisol directly affect insulin sensitivity.
And so when estrogen starts fluctuating, your metabolic system becomes less efficient. And this is why women will say things like, I'm doing what I did in my 20s and it doesn't work. I'm gaining weight now. My energy is gone. My cravings are crazy. It's not willpower that's the issue. It's physiology. And I'll be real transparent here for a minute. This is where I am in the scheme of things. I am I'm 51 and I'm postmenopausal, and every single one of these things I feel it. So this isn't just to me like having a theoretical conversation. This is like I'm in the throes of this myself, and I am so thankful that I know what I know and that we do what we do, because I can see why this would be miserable.
Right.
Because
you didn't have some answers.
There are some times when I'm like, oh goodness, what's going on? And I have to stop and step back and reevaluate and use all this stuff on myself. And I think I would be so miserable if I didn't know that I could change this. And you're not getting help from your primary care doctor. They're not helping. Nobody comes to us and says, or I'm talking to ladies out, in the community, and they're like, oh yeah, they were great. They gave me all these solutions. It's exactly the opposite. It's like nobody is helping me.
Yes, and this is also why using a CGM can be a game changer during that phase of life, because then you can really see, hey, maybe it's not just what I'm eating, but maybe it is the stress, and maybe it is some lifestyle habits that I'm doing. So let's talk about why we're giving away a CGM sensor in December, because honestly, this tool changes lives. We've seen it in our office many times. So we want to give one. We want to give a couple away, right?
Yeah, we want to give as many away as we can, because we just know that this is the bridge that we use to help people go from I don't know what's going on and I'm not getting any answers to having the clarity they need so that they can respond to and really figure out what's going on with their blood sugar. A CGM is going to show your blood sugar every few minutes. It reveals patterns that you just won't catch by pricking your finger. We used to prick fingers, right? And can you do that? Yeah. And there's a time and a place for a finger stick glucose monitor. It still works. But I mean, how many times a day you want to prick your finger? And
certainly not at night when you're sleeping.
Yeah, and you don't see stuff overnight. Believe it or not, that if your cortisol is dysregulated, your stress hormone, and it's spiking at the wrong times, it disturbs your sleep, but it also disturbs your blood sugar. And those are just things you're never going to see without this retrospective look of, like, what did my blood sugar do last night while I was asleep? You instantly get feedback on how your body is handling food, stress, sleep, and exercise. That's a big one. Hormone changes, coffee. Ooh, did I hit a nerve?
Yep.
Dining out and late night snacks. And I will tell you, I've worn these, I do this on myself periodically, these glucose things. And I will tell you, one of the things that killed me was getting up, not eating anything, and going for a hard run.
Yep.
My body does not like that. My blood sugar was getting to like 170, which is, it's like I might as well have a piece of cake and a donut for that blood sugar. But what was happening is that was just really not good for me. But here I am thinking, oh, well, it's fasted and it's good and I'm burning fat, but it wasn't good for me.
Right.
And so now I know, like, I need to eat something. If I'm going to get up and I'm going to go for a run, get some protein in me. And then that same run doesn't hit me the same way. So it's just, I would have never guessed that. I would have never figured that out without having the data.
Absolutely. It's a great way to create eating plans, and it's like turning on the lights in a dark room so patients can stop guessing and start understanding.
And when you understand what patterns are taking place, you can start to fix them and address them.
Absolutely. Well, hey, let's give some tips to prevent prediabetes diabetes and metabolic disorder. So there's just some things that you could start right away right now. So tip number 1, focus on protein first. Protein stabilizes blood sugar and improves satiety and reduces food cravings. So our recommendation is to try to get 25, 30 grams of protein at every meal.
Yeah. So pair your carbs with fiber, protein, or fat. So carbs alone will drive up your blood sugar. But if you pair them with fiber or fat, you slow down the release into the bloodstream. So a couple of examples are fruit and nut butter, like apples with almond butter. I like to put a little sea salt on that almond butter. It's so good, but I like salty things, so that's good. Rice, veggies, and chicken. So it's not just the rice and the veggies that are high in carbs. The veggies also have some fiber, and chicken has that protein.
That's another reason why if you're anchoring your protein, you're naturally going to do this. So if you're having protein at every meal, then you're going to have those combinations of foods. Tip number 3, eat in the right order. So there is actually research that has been done to show that if you eat food in a certain way, a certain order, it actually will reduce your glucose spikes. So this hack, if it works for you, if it works for your eating habits, is to eat your protein first, your veggies second, and your carbs last. And so this will actually reduce your protein or your glucose spikes by 30 to 70%.
That's huge. And then another super simple and very effective strategy, 10 to 12 minutes of walking after a meal, because it acts like a natural insulin. It has that effect where it's going to help reduce your blood sugar. Super easy.
All right, tip number 5, balance stress hormones. So breathing exercises, journaling, boundaries, time blocking, they all matter. So high stress equals high blood sugar.
One bad night of sleep can raise your insulin resistance by 20 to 30% the next day. Sleep is super important.
Yes.
Think of it as metabolic medicine.
Absolutely. Tip number 7, strength training 2 to 3 days a week. So muscle acts like a glucose sponge, and the more muscle, the more dense your muscles are, the better glucose control you will have.
So another thing that we love to advocate for is functional testing. So, the proof is in the plasma, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like what is really going on. Let's do some labs. You cannot lie to yourself if you're looking at labs. Like it's easy for us to go,
you can find the root cause.
Fine. Yeah, that's right. We're looking at fasting insulin. How many people know insulin resistance is a thing? Like they've heard of it, they know it's a problem, and they've never had their insulin tested.
Right?
And they'll go, well, my doctor told me I'm insulin resistant. Did he look at your insulin? No. How did he test your blood work? How did he make that, or she make that diagnosis? So anyway, get an insulin. Hemoglobin A1C, which is an average of what your blood sugar is running over a period of about 3 to 4 months' time. C-reactive protein, an inflammatory marker. Cortisol patterns, stress hormone, thyroid markers, and hormone labs. Let's look at all of those, because when these things are off, blood sugar can either be affected or it can be the thing that's affecting all these other things. So you have to look at all the things together, and you come up 10,000 feet and you look at all the body systems and you go, oh, we're not just isolating the hormones or the thyroid or blood sugar by itself. We're looking at how they all play together.
Yes. So if you are tired, inflamed, gaining weight, or just feeling off, don't wait. Blood sugar issues often show up years before diagnoses.
Yeah, and we're so excited because in December only, anybody who commits to making their health a priority and doing the labs and the coaching with us is going to receive a month free of a continuous glucose sensor. We don't want you to say, oh, I'll get around to this in January. It's like
Now's the time.
Let's start now. Maybe it's not, you're not going to go on a detox diet the week between Christmas and New Year's. Maybe we've done this enough to know that that's probably a loser of a strategy. But can we get some labs going so that when January hits, you can hit the ground running? When you have that natural momentum of it's time to take back my health, because we kind of all just jump on that train in January anyway. Let's do it.
Yeah, this is your chance to truly understand your metabolism and take control of your energy, your mood, your hormones, and your long-term health. So if you're ready to reverse inflammation, improve metabolism, and feel like you again, schedule your free health consultation with us at Thrive Functional Health.
Yeah, we'll help you uncover what's causing the imbalances. We'll give you personalized tools to fix them, and we'll just kind of take you by the hand and say, hey, this is what we're seeing when we run this comprehensive set of labs, and this is what you need to do to feel good again.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for listening in to Health Hacks Today.
Yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this podcast, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.